All right, call to order the Traffic and Public Safety Committee for November 18, 2025. Can you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Andy, could I get a roll call, please?
All right, sorry. Chair Moriarty,
Here.
Commissioner Burke is here. Commissioner Suits, Commissioner Dobbs,
Here.
Commissioner Foster,
Here.
Commissioner Olson, Karina, she was supposed to be on Zoom, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
She's not online.
No.
Then she's absent then.
Okay. And Commissioner Marthaler.
Here.
Excellent. So we have a quorum, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so Matt, Karina, and Shirley aren't here. Okay. Right. So you want to go ahead there? Carrie? Go right ahead.
Well, this is the blessing. And I just want to pray over our city and our town, because what we have here is we have a growing community. And the voice of God is pretty incredible. He speaks to each one of us. And I just want to ask that blessing right now. And so, Father God, your eyes are upon us. You've given us the breath of life to work together, to grow together, and to create this community that we're in. We just ask a blessing right now upon this house right here, the City Hall, Lord, that we might honor you by doing the thing that's right. And Lord, prosper us as we grow. And we just thank you for health and well-being in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you, Carrie. All right, moving on to community comments. Lisa, come on up. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Lisa Alves, and I'm here tonight simply because I have been updating City Council on my memorial fund that I started 4.5 years ago. So I'm really here just to give you introduce myself, introduce what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I have to say something, and I don't want it to be like shock and awe, but I was thinking all day today, like, what could I say to traffic, community, and all the things that you guys are faced with? And I just wanted to tell you a quick story. I had an event down at my property this summer, and there was a lady there who was a vendor at the event. And I had learned through some of the other guests that she lived in our area. And so I was asking her, where do you live? And her comment to me was, well, I live on that corner of Springwater Road where everyone dies. Now, she doesn't know me, and I didn't know her. It took my breath away because my daughter Reagan was killed on Springwater Road on May 31st, 2021. And so we all know that that road is really, it's scary. I'm scared to drive on it anymore. I mean, for my own personal reasons, but also for other people's safety. So I, go with that prayer to give you guys the strength and knowledge and everything to try and get that road cleaned up. There's far too many horrible things that are happening there. So again, I didn't want to lead with that, because what has come out of Reagan's passing are a lot of really good things. We've certainly been able to bring a community of people together to support our initiatives. Reagan was barely 14 when she passed away. So she was just going to be graduating from the middle school. Sorry, I wanted to make sure my timer was there. Anyway,
Go ahead, you have all the time you need. Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So when she passed away, we just, I mean, obviously you just don't know what to do with yourself. And we knew we wanted to do something. She was a very spirited child. So she had a lot of energy and she knew everybody. Like I still have people coming up to me, they go, oh, I knew Reagan. It just happened to me at the little coffee shop here this week. And she was like, yeah, we would have played softball together. And I didn't know this young lady. So, and Michelle has a story too. Her daughter knew Reagan. So anyway, she was just getting ready to do 4-H. She showed animals for 4-H. And some of the group came to us and said, the kids would like to raise an animal and sell it at the fair this summer, if you were okay with that. And we said, absolutely, yes, of course we would be okay with that. Well, that day at the sale, I don't know if you've ever been to a 4-H sale at the fair. They're kind of interesting. If you haven't, I would say go once in your life. But you could have heard a pin drop in there while the auctioneer was auctioning off this goat. And that day they raised over $14,000. And we took every cent of that and put it towards this memorial fund. And it was what helped us get it off the ground. And so I feel really blessed. I feel like this was kind of the path that my husband and my daughter and I were meant to go down. So out of that came the Reagan Christine Memorial Fund. What I've given you here is our mission statement, which basically is to serve the children of Estacada and Lakeview. I'll tell you why Lakeview in a minute. But we're really looking for kids that just want to be good people. They want to show community spirit. They want to be involved in helping others. And that's what we really look for when we're looking to help other children. The reason that we chose Estacada is obvious. Delaney graduated from Estacada. She's my older daughter, and Reagan would have graduated from Estacada. But Lakeview is near and dear to our heart. My husband grew up there, and Reagan had some pretty firm ties to that community, particularly with 4-H and some family. So we decided to include them in our mission to serve the kids of that community as well. So one of the ways, or there's a couple different ways that we make our money. And the first one is our annual event, which I gave you a save the date. It's May 16th, 2026. It's out at my property right off Redland Road on Mattoon. And we have a great day. We do a cornhole competition. We do a silent auction. We have live music all day. The city, when you still owned the stage, would let us use it. Now the school has it, and the school has continued on with that, which is really, really nice. The city does deliver it out to us though. So thank you very much for that. It really elevates our event to have this, because it gives us a place to award to kids and showcase the music and all of these things. But it's an all-day family affair. We do crafts for the kids, sell t-shirts. We got a hot dog stand, and we do a barbecue dinner to conclude at the night. That is free. So it's our way of thanking the community for supporting us and recognizing what we're trying to do. The other thing we do is a poker tournament, and that's going to be the Saturday before Super Bowl. So I think that's January 31st this year. And again, it's out at our barn, and it's a much smaller event than our annual event usually is. But it's really fun, and it is for beginners. It's meant to be a good time, and we do a taco bar and all that kind of stuff. The other thing that we do all year long is bottle drop. If you've seen the green bags, you might know that there's also blue bags, and the blue bags are specific to nonprofit organizations. And I've been told by Bottle Drop that we are included in one of the nonprofits that raises some of the most money in the state of Oregon. And so it's not a glamorous job. It's not very fun, I'll admit that, but it has really helped us keep up where we need to be to again make awards to these children. And the other way is just talking to people and people making donations through normal channels. But I want to let you know what we do with the money. And so this is this year's awards that we've made. This year we made a $2,500 donation to Safe Act. That's a safe and sober party for the kids. This year was a larger donation. It would have been Reagan's graduating year. She would have been a senior and graduated this year. We made a $750 donation to the Lake County Youth Mentor Program. This is a program, kind of a more after school evening program for kids that maybe don't have support at home. And so they take on varying activities for these kids. We awarded $22,800 in scholarships. So just a little bit about that. Our scholarship that is awarded is $1,900. And we came to that number because that was Reagan's jersey number. She played basketball and softball. So naturally that seemed like the right thing to do. Our scholarship award is also renewable for as long as the kid is in school, up to 4 years. So that's a huge commitment on our part to continue our fundraising and whatnot so that these kids can have their scholarship for the full time they're in school. This year we did do a couple of one-time scholarships of $1,900 because it was Reagan's class. And we simply had so many applicants that just were really deserving. So we made a decision as a board to do a couple extra. At Clackamas County 4-H, we spent $2,551.50. At the Lake County Fair, we spent $3,488.90. And if you're not familiar with 4-H, we're buying animals that the kids, they get back. We don't take them. We made a donation to the Pregnancy Resource Center of $250. I donated some money to Clackamas River Elementary for some t-shirts to be made for a leadership class. And we're doing, we got a big family for the Adopt-A-Family this year for Christmas. And that's in both Lakeview and Estacada. So we do try to give back as much as possible. In years past, we've put heat in a home. We've paid for some funeral expenses for parents who weren't expecting to lose their child. Those are more personal donations that we make on our behalf, but very, very important. We want to support those parents too. But anyway, if I could just end by saying, Reagan, again, I said she's spirited. She wasn't the perfect student. She wasn't the perfect kid. She was, I thought, beautiful. She probably, I wonder what she would look like now. But this is what she would have wanted us to do. She, like I said, if she wasn't in your business, she was on her way. She wanted to know you. She didn't care what you looked like. She didn't care where you lived. And if you didn't have lunch money, she was going to make sure you got it. She just was one of those kids. And I love hearing stories about her that I didn't know are even out there. So I would love an opportunity to, if you ever wanted to have a parent like me that, lost a child on our roads here, and I would be that parent. I don't want to come and throw my arms up. It's, what happens. But, I do worry about the safety of our children in this community. And so if you would like me to come back and update you annually, or that's what I've been doing at the normal city council meetings, but Melanie honestly said this is probably a better format for you, Lisa. So anyway, that's the Reagan Christie Memorial Fund.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Lisa?
No,
Right.
but I would like to welcome you back because I think your story really does help with what we're doing as well, because it's important.
Yeah.
We're trying to make our roads and streets and communities much safer.
Yeah. Well, and there were 2 other kids in the car that night that didn't
Right.
make it either. So that was, every loss is significant, but at one time it is a lot.
Yeah.
you know, and you know that there's a kid in jail.
Yep.
You know, I did talk to Christine Drazen at one point about getting driving school back in the
In
classrooms.
the classrooms.
Yeah. She did indicate to me at one point that that would probably be an uphill battle. Simply because the Department of Education controls it. It wasn't something, you know, at an Estacada level. But I feel like our kids don't have the same resources to just jump into an education class, right? They've got to be driven here or there, and you know, parents are working and all of this kind of stuff. So that would be one thing that, you know, as a parent, if I had someone coming up in the Estacada School District, that I think is super important, especially because our roads are dark and curvy and there's animals and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So
I agree that that is very important. I transported my kids to do driving school because it's very important and young drivers need that. Other guidance besides their parents. And I mean, it's very in-depth. I told my kids, I probably could not pass my driver's test now because things are so different. And I
Yeah.
mean, seeing what they have to go through and whatever, I'm like, wow, you know, and they took it away when I was in school. So it's
Mhm.
been gone a long time.
yeah,
But
that's,
there's some ODOT
bad.
things. I wonder if we can't do some research. I wrote that down because that's a good, and seeing if that's something we could get out this way.
yeah. Well, the kids have so many distractions, and so do the adults for that matter. I mean,
Everybody, yeah.
they're not teaching their kids in their car.
I
Most
agree-
parents, I wouldn't
I
say.
agree with you on that as well.
Yeah, I mean,
And
it's,
when I was in school, they had an in-school class and then you could do the driving on the side and do both. And it really helped. And we're losing a lot of kids on the roads nowadays
Yeah.
because they're not driving right. And it's worse than when I was a kid. And that was bad then too.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's worse now,
yeah.
you
Just
know. It
too
used to
many.
be the girls didn't get as many accidents. I see as many girls getting in accidents now.
Mhm.
Now as than the guys.
Yeah,
So it's pretty rough out there.
It
yeah,
is.
So good idea. Bring that back.
yeah, okay.
That's definitely something we can look into. And I just want to let everyone know that I met Lisa about 3 years ago online. She
Mhm.
reached out, bless you, Chief. But she reached out to me in regards to having some veterans there at her event there at her
Flag
property.
was- Yeah, Flag Day.
Tried to get some people going and I ended up taking my granddaughter. And to this day, she still talks about being on your property and parking way away from the house, the barn, and she just couldn't believe everything was free.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's going to be 13 in February,
Oh, wow.
going on 33, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it was just an amazing event. Of course, we had to bid on the Yo Treats
Yeah.
silent auction item, so we got that and one other. But it's just a fantastic opportunity for everybody in town to get an idea of what you are doing in town. A lot of what the American Legion does and what your foundation do with the scholarships. We're always at the kids when they get their senior scholarships.
Mhm.
I'm always seeing Lisa everywhere because of how much her organization gives
Mhm.
to this community. So it's
Yeah.
always great to see you. We were at the Friday
Yep.
football game, what,
Together.
a month
Yeah.
ago
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Pouring
in the
down rain.
pouring
Pouring
rain.
down rain,
We were all
yes.
hanging out, real
Yeah.
close together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's,
in the SAFE Act also, we were able to, for the first time this year, provide some assistance to the SAFE Act.
Oh,
and-
good.
And, and of course, everyone, they spoke so highly of you over at the high school.
Oh,
You
that's
weren't there
nice.
when we were handing out the donuts, but it was early.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just the senior day. And then they walked around to all the elementary schools and the junior high.
Oh, yeah.
So it was again, a great
Oh,
day.
That's nice.
Yep. But again,
I'll admit that this is really hard work for me and my family
yes.
to do, but we know it's the right thing to do. And so as long as we can continue to do what we're doing, we'll continue to give back. So I do appreciate the opportunity to share with you
Yes, and
and
please
for
come
giving me
back.
so much time.
No, that's okay. And still come back and update us, please.
I will.
Thank you.
After May next year.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks for coming.
Excellent. All right. So moving on to the consent agenda. All right. Can I get a motion to approve the October 2025 minutes?
I make a motion to approve the October 21st amended.
Okay. Do I have a
I
second?
second that.
Mike. And all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes. All right, coming up. Oh, we don't have a. So this in here. Melody. Would you like to come up? Hello, good evening.
First of all, I want to thank all of you and thank you for your prayer. I'm immensely grateful that you did
Thank you.
that. I was here last month, as you know,
Yes,
and I did get the traffic and safety. And this is a copy because, you know, you have them, Joe.
yes,
I know.
yes.
But I am just doing a follow-up to see where we are in that.
Okay,
Also, Chief, I want to thank you for the more presence of the police officers being over by the school. It has not only been noticed by myself, but also the people in the office and that I have talked to, and they are deeply grateful to see you there.
Good.
So I just want to see where we're at with that, and
that was actually one thing we're going to discuss tonight. I don't want you
Beautiful.
to stay here, but it's close to the end of our agenda. So it'd probably be 20, 30 minutes from now. And we just want to augment or try to, how do I say, streamline it, that it comes to us instead of going to the Public Works. We just want to follow what you've already filled out. So we don't always get to see what's going on before it goes to the engineer or Public Works. So we were going to talk about that later,
wonderful.
if that's okay.
Yeah, that's.
And then I
no,
can get
that's-
back, and then I can get back to you,
Yeah,
if that's all right.
yes, that'll be perfect.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So, all right, Chief, moving on to you. What do you have?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So to what we've been talking about a little bit, I wanted to give you guys an update. So the deputies assigned out here, we have had a lot of talks and a lot of communication about the desires of traffic and public safety, the city council, right? Like the members of the community. And so I was pulling a report the other day in preparation for today. And in the last 28 days, they've issued 66 citations in the city of Estacada. Now, each one of those doesn't necessarily represent just one violation, right? There could be a warning or two violations or whatever, but some of the highlights, the biggest number and the biggest red flag, if you will, they wrote 32 citations for failure to obey a traffic control device, meaning you didn't stop at a stop sign.
So you said 32, so
32.
half.
Yep. There were only, I say only, there were 11 speeding citations, three of which are out on the highway. So there's like a 71 and a 55, and then two that are 75 and a 55. In town where they're writing citations, right? Some are getting into the 40s, most in the 30s.
Okay.
And then a couple, obviously, school zones, there's like a 27 and a 20 and another 27 and a 20. So,
That's great.
there's, I'll say typical, the, expired registrations, a couple people driving without licenses,
Okay.
some cell phone citations, uninsured drivers.
The whole laundry list, huh?
Yeah, the whole laundry list. And there's more than this, but I didn't want to bore you with all the small details of
That's okay.
different variations of citations. But the folks out here have been really active. I've also, when I'm out here, I'm sitting watching stop signs. I don't have a radar in my unit. We have a handheld that I can grab, so I have. I did get our last deputy out here. Deputy Butterfield was the last one who didn't have a radar.
Okay.
He's picking his up at the office tomorrow, so
Awesome.
he'll be able to help with the speed enforcement as well.
Excellent.
So that's good. We're getting everybody out here equipped with what they need. And they've been really active, right? I've asked them to
Sounds like it.
have a very, visual presence, which sounds like it's working. Be out there for the community. This is you guys are who we're working for, right? The community. And
Right.
so to make sure that Estacada stays safe and vibrant and it's so apparent out here how much everybody really cares for kids. And every community should, but you guys talk about it and really take like active roles to make sure that they're safe. And that's amazing. So we are doing the best we can to support that mission. I saw and heard from the city manager about some neighborhood watch stuff that you guys are pushing out. I wanted to make sure you guys know the sheriff's office has a resource in Sarah McClurg. She's one of our resource officers there. And her information and the neighborhood watch, if you go to the Clackamas County Sheriff's Office webpage, you go to the search bar and you just do neighborhood watch. It'll give you the phone number to get a hold of her. And she has packets to give out to people. One of her main jobs is dealing with like exclusion properties that don't want trespassers and neighborhood watch stuff. She's an amazing community resource. She's been doing this longer than I've been around the sheriff's office, and she's really good at what she does. So please, if people are looking for that, she's a great resource. I think that's it for what I wanted to report to you guys. Any questions? Anything you guys need from me or?
Sarah came and spoke with us last year,
Oh, good.
and she was able to get training for Campanella neighborhood. And we're just trying to get more neighborhoods involved.
That's great.
That's all. And my one question from the public, you already answered it. What have we done in the last 30 days?
Oh, good.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I will say one of the asks of this committee was to see some of our traffic enforcement folks out here that are specific for that.
Right.
And I was able to get one of our deputies out here. I saw he was in the area and I was like, hey man, I need you to go spend a couple hours in the city. And he did. And those guys, they're really good at what they do, right? They sit in their motorcycle and they can be very hidden.
Mm.
He wrote a bunch of stop sign tickets. Had a couple other deputies out here covering on a call. And I said, hey, while you're in town, can you guys do some traffic enforcement? And of course, one of them, I won't rat anybody out, but one of the first people they stopped for a stop sign violation was a member of the community who said, that's funny, I'm one of the people who requested the stop sign be put in. So I've said it before, the people who sometimes ask for these things get caught in their own trap. And, it is what it is. We all have to follow the rules. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
but no, I've gotten a good response from the deputies out here. They really want to help support the mission and they love working out here. I've said his name before, Deputy Butterfield came out here and he's like, the community's so amazing, right? Everybody waves at me as I drive around town and they're very welcoming. So you guys providing a welcoming community to the deputies really helps them with the buy-in to the community. We don't always get that. And so that's been pretty amazing. I know, and I'll just speak to it real briefly because it was very near and dear to this community was the hunter that we had the search and rescue for the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
So that was those are always really tough, right? They're long and tough and never the desired outcome. It's tragic and terrible. I spent a fair amount of time with the family who were amazing individuals and some of his close friends. But not including the community members that just showed up that weren't affiliated with any organized groups. I was going to tell you guys what kind of resources went into that.
Okay.
So our volunteer searchers that are affiliated with some of our groups, I think we tallied up around 4,922 hours of search time. If you add in our deputies that were out there, it takes the total to 5,632 man hours. The U.S. Forest Service was an amazing resource. Their captain and their local person who's assigned out here, and they brought in a couple outside resources. They put in well over 200 hours in that team of 4. We had over 85 hours of drones. Just, again, those are just sheriff's office drones. Those aren't the community members that showed up with their own stuff. And we had over 5 hours in the airplane, and I know we had a couple hours from the National Guard helicopter.
Excellent.
What limited us in some of the drones and the air assets was the low clouds, the fog. We can't fly in that safely. And obviously our searcher safety is paramount when we're in one of these things, trying to make sure that nobody else gets hurt or out there. But we had teams come from all over the state for that. We had, I don't want to leave anybody out. I will for sure. We had Benton County, Deschutes County, Marion County, I think Yamhill and Polk, Washington, Multnomah. I mean, you name it, and everybody showed up in force. It was amazing. We had P&W SAR, Mountain Wave, the Crag Rats, which are one of Mount Hood's mountain teams, PMR, which is our mountain team. Like, everybody showed up for this. It was a pretty awesome show of force, and it just goes to show that, you know, no search is perfect, no event is perfect, and it's rough terrain. So my safety message for the safety committee is, you know, when you're out there, make sure you are doing the best. I'm not a hunter, but doing the best you can to be visible, taking the devices with you that can help people communicate with you. You know, unfortunately, I don't think that would have changed the outcome of this, but I just want people to be out there safe. I know, especially this, you know, the community of Estacada, right? There's a lot of people that love the outdoors out here. That's why you live out here sometimes, because you're closer to nature. And I came across lots of people out there that are amazing, that clearly love the outdoors, and I just want everybody to come home safe. So the best we can do to make sure that happens, I will always reinforce that message. I do oversee our search and rescue team, so I was out there the whole week that week, and I was out here all this last weekend. And those are tough. They're tough on our searchers. They're tough on us, because all we really want is a positive outcome. And when we don't, it makes it just harder. But to get the family closure is super important to all of us, and to be able to make sure they can go home at the end of the day and know their loved one is accounted for. So.
Excellent. Thank you,
Yeah.
Chief, for being out there.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Must have been difficult to coordinate. I mean,
It is, and I
with
take
all
no
those
credit.
people.
I take no credit for the work. I'm just out there to provide resources and get them what they need, and to help be a buffer and make sure they're all, you know, also in a good mental space as well, because those are long and hard. But I take no credit for the actual work. I was just there to be a resource.
Excellent. Anyone have anything for the chief? Anything else?
You said you've been doing all this traffic enforcement, which is great. Are we getting any kind of arrests on crimes or anything like that going on in the last month, or what's going on with that?
I didn't pull up any like actual arrest stats, but I can tell you personal knowledge. I know, I'm watching them go to jail a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Everything from people passed out in their cars, and when we show up there high or drunk or have paraphernalia or warrants. The deputies out here are pretty in tune to who I'll say troublemakers, people who are causing problems for the community. And, you know, they keep an eye on them, right? They have, amongst their other duties, they are also making sure that, you know, the people who are our usual suspects, if you will, are also staying in line, and it works, right? They see the deputies and they kind of straighten up. So I don't have any specific stats on any arrests, but I know they've been very active. Like I said, I have my computer with me all the time, and I see them going to jail. Because I'm like, why aren't they in the city? Oh, they're going up to the jail. So they're staying very active. And but our crimes out here, as I pointed out before, they're not insignificant, but they're pretty low level, which again, it just goes to support what a safe community this is. And people do a good job of policing themselves for the most part. So the things we get just aren't like wildly egregious. They are, you know, maybe somebody did a hit and run, or, you know, maybe somebody was drinking and driving, or, you know, people have family disputes. That stuff's going to happen in any community. So our crimes are significantly less than some of the other areas of the county that we police, for sure, which is good. That's a wonderful problem to have.
Especially with all the growth, that's pretty good.
Yes,
We're not-
and the community is growing, and it's also a testament to the people that are joining the community, wanting to be good, positive members. I think that's awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Chief. We appreciate it.
Yeah, of
Thanks for
course.
coming.
Yes, thank you guys. I
Right.
do have to run, so thank you guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
your time.
Thanks. Yeah, I let one park in my driveway. I think it was last week or the week.
All right. Let's get on to committee business. number one here, we got the emergency go bags project. We'll push that to the December meeting because Karina's not here this evening. So we'll push that to the December meeting. Let's see, City Bench by Harvest Market parking lot. This was probably 3, 4, maybe 5 months ago. I believe Don's aware of it. I know Melanie is, but just wanted everyone to be aware and just to put it on the checklist. Obviously, it's not a high priority, but we just went through the summer and a lot of people are watching parades and that's a bench there. So someone had jumped the curb with an
Oh, and they took it
automobile
out.
and knocked
Okay.
it and took it out.
I
So,
wasn't sure. Okay, so we're gonna replace that. Is that what you're saying?
well, eventually,
Yeah, eventually.
eventually.
That's what.
Right.
Just so I knew.
Is that on our budget?
I believe so, but it's just not a high priority, but I just wanted us to discuss it. That's all.
Yeah.
And
no.
everyone's aware of it. I just wanted to
Yeah.
bring you guys.
Comes out of our.
So I just
budget.
Right.
wrote sometime so
Yeah.
that I knew what it was referring to.
Definitely, definitely. And I didn't give Andy the TSP for the cemetery and Coupland intersection.
Okay,
So we can do that in December also. We'll push that to the next meeting. And let's see. All right, here's Carrie's spot right here. We're gonna talk about 4th Avenue going out of town between Ginseng and Oakview, and then Cemetery and Rockwell, and then Cemetery and Cascadia Ridge Drive. Are you able to pull up some of those? Andy, you go, Carrie. Oh, there we go. Carrie, you want to talk about that one?
Yeah, thanks, Andy, for bringing those up. This is kind of the thing that, in past vehicles have went over the edge here in adverse conditions, ice, things, when the weather gets nasty. Brought this to attention, in time back, past. Talked to Don a little bit about it.
Right.
And, I believe he's, in the conversation I had with him, there's some touchy spots on part of the bank, that's on, cemetery there, as far as, enough ground and everything to drive in their 8x8, pressure treated wood for the railing system. But, as we can see on these here, there's enough soil there where they go down probably 4 feet and then they hold the, rail. But, this is stuff has happened in this area before. If we move to another photo here, there you go. We're pulling out, these runs are 50 feet each. So, 10-foot, sections, there'd be 5 of them, of the rail there. So, if we go again, Andy, that's on cemetery. There's another shot of it right there. We can go down into another one. There's another shot. That bank right there is, more of a radical drop right there. And, it's less soil on the other side of the yellow tape. So, compromise would be come in a little bit closer to the road. Once again, had this discussion with Don. And, yeah, the timing of when it can happen, that's in the city's corner, the staff, Melanie. But, anyway, these are noted, things coming. We might have a hard winter. We always have a winter here. We usually get ice and we get wind. So just making mention of these. Next, roll down, see what we got. The next one, this one here is interesting. I know there's going to be some changes in the road here as things develop in the future, but, one more down, Andy, please.
Yeah, there we go.
That's and then one more down, that's a radius curve. This
There
is
you
the
go.
situation here. These people here, this is, we spoke with the residents there, and, in different seasons, in the winter time, of course, it's more adverse there. But, vehicles have went over the side here and visited the first house there to the left. So that's, kind of a dangerous moment in time. Like I say, previous situations have happened where ice or whatever, out of control type things. And I know that in town, we do have, Don and his crew has de-icing, which they run quickly.
Yeah.
As the temperature drops. We're down in the 30s tonight, so. Anyway, making mention of this, speaking with the residents there, they are always cautious of what's outside and where they park their vehicles, just for seasonal times. So that's.
Fourth Street, right?
That's
Yes.
Fourth,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
That's
Fourth.
Yeah,
that's
I know.
Fourth.
I've seen the cars in there. um,
Yeah, this
parking.
was
Yeah.
December 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So probably another month, you're gonna start to see,
Yeah.
if you Google the videos on
Mhm.
Fourth, you'll see people just going up and over.
Going, yeah,
Yeah.
going over, yeah.
so, this is a harder area because there's a residence there, could opportunity for, prevention of something. And bringing this forth just to kind of get it on the ticket here. The other ones also too, where we had the other photos. Let's see what we got. That's a different thing. Back to the top, Andy, just
Yeah.
kind of coming down. These here, you can see the road here as it drops down. One of the runs is more radical than the other. Not sure if this was one or the other one,
Go to the beginning.
the beginning
Yeah,
one.
that Right there.
That's the one that's more radical.
Cascade
Jerry.
Ridge.
Is there curbs on those?
There's no curb there.
How about just putting a curb, so if somebody slides out at 25 miles an hour, that would stop them,
It would, in fact, that could be,
I would
Dawn,
recommend a curb. maybe
that's not a
instead of
road, I
doing
think that's a
wood,
good,
you know?
thing. If they ran a curb there, I don't know if they would want to do well, it's a good idea, bottom line. And that would be going to Don and his crew,
And also, can I make another suggestion as well? Unrelated to what you're saying, but on Fourth, the picture where we're looking at just below your house right
Mhm.
there and my house as well. We have a pedestrian issue there because we don't have any kind of sidewalk
And
coming
that's
up
what else I
that
was
thing.
gonna address.
And when I come down every morning and I go to that way every work, because I live up on top of that hill. And you come down there, you can't see somebody walking when you're coming around that corner. Because right where that picture was with that house that he had up there. Keep going. Right there.
Right there.
Right there, it kind of curves to the
Yep.
left right there when you come down, and there's a blind spot, and if you don't see somebody and you're not paying attention or visibility's real bad with fog and rain and stuff, it's rough. I was thinking about this the other day, we need to get a sidewalk at least on one side of that
That's
road or
something
the
we're
other.
working on that.
And I can't believe the city hasn't taken care of this in years past.
Yeah,
Because they've done a lot of work in through there. I remember when they did down where the brick wall was and they
Right.
redid the corner years ago where Pothole Haven was down at the bottom when the old apartments were down there.
Right.
They redid all that and they straightened that out, but they never went up above and did anything else above from there to where the new street starts with the sidewalk,
yeah.
almost to where you turn onto his street here. So we need to get something addressed to get some sort of a pedestrian safety thing going in
Because
there.
there's still a lot of kids that
That's
walk up
one
and
of the
down
worst
that.
spots
Oh,
in
yeah.
town, I think, for pedestrians.
Right.
And I know you know what I'm talking about because it's
Right.
right by your,
Well, it's 22 feet across
Yeah,
and
and it's too narrow.
Right.
What they need to do is, I think they need to do some domestic domain
well,
grab
the
or something,
plan
and grab
is,
some more property in there
are you able to pull down?
and straighten
Because
that, straighten
weird.
it.
And
No,
that's a
we'll just show
problem
it
too.
right, see right across the street?
Go
Go-
back,
go
go
down.
back down, yeah, right
Okay,
there,
right there,
That's where the new site.
they're gonna develop, there's gonna be
on your side of the road
right
then,
there
right?
where
Where that track
got a
is.
pole
and the
there,
telephone
yeah.
pole.
they just went through the planning and the city council
Oh,
for
okay.
13 houses and proposed 19. So in that build, the street is gonna go that way uphill and sidewalk.
So
will
they're gonna
be-
widen it on that
They're
side.
gonna
Yeah.
widen it on that side, not where Kerry and
I think we should
Tasha's
widen it on that side,
They
though,
do
and
it.
make it straight,
I
it would
agree.
be safer and it would open up visibility.
but that, to answer your question, that's the plans.
Gotcha.
And I know when I first moved here, that was a big concern. 'cause
Exactly, you know
having
what
a
I'm talking
granddaughter,
about, 100%,
absolutely.
I know you do.
And the winter time is awful.
Cause you and I live right there.
And you can't
know.
control your vehicle.
No.
But the sidewalk is supposed to be, once that gets developed, I'm sorry, before development,
It's supposed to go in.
it's
So
gonna
it's
go from
supposed to go in
22, I
soon.
believe, to 36.
But is
with
it
the
only gonna
sidewalk.
go to Ginseng or is it gonna go all the way down to Shafford?
I believe ginseng.
It needs to go all the
needs
way
to go all
down
the
to
way.
Shafford though.
Definitely, we can let.
That's
the-
not
We
good
can let the
enough.
council know.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I would say.
That's not good enough. It needs to go all the way down to the bottom.
Mhm.
So we have a safe spot for kids going to school to walk on.
It's now,
We have
and
a
that's a
lot
safe
of-
route to school.
We have a lot of ladies that are
too.
doing morning jogging that go up and down that as
Yep.
well.
I know a lot of kids
And
that do that trek.
We
and
need to
it's
make that
dangerous.
safe for the community and that's what our job is.
Right, definitely.
You know,
Yep.
so we
Yeah, I
need to
couldn't
make
figure
sure
out why they
something
don't take
happens
out
on
that
that.
little boop on the other side, because again, people that don't know the road don't realize it, and
That's right.
I think that's part of why they end up over too.
Right.
It doesn't make
23
sense
years
why
of going
we're
up and
pooping
down
that
that
out.
hill. I
Yeah.
know that hill pretty doggone good.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
Definitely.
okay.
So go ahead, Carrie.
Sorry.
Well, I think brainstorming this thing like we're doing now, and we've got we've done the specs on this thing, we've pulled the tapes and ran the stuff. Once again, as Jim mentioned, in the development that's coming, that's on a print already, which cuts into that bank.
Well, that's
with
a step in the
retaining
right
wall.
direction, but I don't think
Yeah,
it's gonna
but the
be everything.
Finishing the
done.
path is safe routes to school.
Yeah,
Which is further, which we can look at that. We could go out and do a field trip on that and bring information back, but, and we could supply that before the city here and,
I'm game for that.
That would be
That's-
cool.
I think we
Yeah.
do that next
That'd be
month.
Yeah.
cool. I think we need to put that on our list of
Yeah,
things to take
it's-
care of.
That sounds good.
exactly.
Cause we don't have a lot of places in town where there's no pedestrian route on both sides.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know, with a corner like that and stuff. I mean, I've driven all over town. That's one of the only spots really left like that anymore that hasn't been
and
fixed.
people are moving down that
Yeah.
hill too.
Yes,
And you've got to ride your brakes when you're
Well,
coming down.
exactly. And we put in a lot more houses up on the top too, since
Yep.
I've moved in there 23
Definitely.
years ago.
Traffic is increasing,
Off
definitely.
Darrow and Olive back in there, and then Reagan Hill Heights, there's been a lot of new houses added up there since I
Yeah.
lived up there.
Yeah.
So,
Are we making notes on the?
Yeah, no,
Document.
yeah, I
that.
got
yeah,
that.
Jim
Yeah,
is,
okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
he's on it.
That's, anyway, these are, thanks, Andy. I think we're done on that.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt
No,
you
you're
on.
good.
No, that's
Uh,
right.
You're good.
It's,
Carrie,
you
thanks
know,
for
the
listening to me about
conversation
it.
is
It's
getting
kind of
bigger.
passionate for me to get that taken care of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely,
Absolutely, I agree.
definitely.
Safe
And
routes to school,
Yes, sir.
that's the big.
Kids,
hit we're-
adults, everybody. It's not even just the kids, it's just the
not.
community in general on that
Yeah.
whole deal. You
that
know?
sounds good.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank
Cool.
you.
Yep.
Yeah, and let's see, moving on to, let's see, esticated traffic events and crimes, meaning we have some recent accidents. I think I have it in last month's. Or you have it up there. I think it was a screenshot. Most of them, Andy, were Southwest Second Avenue and 224. There were, I think, 2 there. In well, yeah, okay. Can you go back to that one? That was the fire downtown on the building next to Whitney Signs. It was on the blue building on the left. And we can all see behind it, that was all damaged also. But that was
What happened there?
a significant fire. Just people were, thank goodness everyone was able to get out on in time there. I think all the residents lost everything in that fire.
Was it in the structure or on the outside?
It was in the structure, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was upstairs, downstairs. It was awful. And but I don't think anyone was injured. If you go back to the car one, there you go, that one. I know we were headed to Oregon City with bottles and cans for the American Legion. Cause I'm like, I see that plume and I'm like, that's in town,
I don't
not
know.
up on Reagan Hill.
Reagan Hill.
Yeah, and we had a friend go over and take a picture and then sure enough, that was.
Is that Dollar General right there?
Yeah, that was Dollar
that's
General.
Oh, it looks-
And they were, of course, right on it, and you can see, I think one of the pictures was it was a Subaru and it just went up, I mean, so fast.
Wow.
Wow.
It was, you can see it right here. Oh, there it is. But you can see
Oh, okay.
how fast it went up, Mike.
Wow.
You can see how fast it went
Oh,
up. It
yeah,
was
yeah.
just quick.
Quick.
And
Yeah.
then they were able
Wow.
to get that out of there but it was,
And is the blue building over there that you were talking about that
It's
caught on
still-
fire, is that a total loss or?
I'm not sure, but it's still boarded up or has the door with the lock on the front and everything's still boarded up in the alley.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
and then we've had the two accidents down on 224 and Second. We talked to the chief about that last month, so he's aware of that. And then we were gonna talk about in December about Coupland and Cemetery intersection, so we'll loop that in there. And I think that's it on those. The fires, the Drive Safe campaign we had there in the pictures. And we'll move down to, I think the most of them were the homeless population, but this was in October, Michelle, so we had like 14 agenda items. And then our meeting, and it went right into a workshop with the
Right. That's
city council.
Yeah.
So we had all of these, so Andy, I didn't have to send much to Andy. And you can see this is behind where the fire was. And also you can just see the population has gone down, the homeless population, because of obviously the weather. It's been really bad and cold, damp. And let's see, actually spoke to someone today because I mean, this one's over here by US Bank.
Okay.
So it was a little bit more significant back September, October, but it's gone down. And anyone else have anything
A
on?
lot of them are on vacation in California right now till about April.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one sleeping on the bench in front of City Hall speaks volumes. I mean, that was a doozy.
It's better than years ago when they were bathing in the,
Yes. And then
Yeah.
Andy this is like the beginning of our,
into what?
Out
the
front here,
fountain
Carrie.
out here,
In the sound?
and this fountain out here.
Andy
it
has
was,
these up.
Not a pretty sight,
It was not.
not a
And
pretty
there was
sight.
children.
Keep your eyes on the road.
The abandoned vehicle notice, you got our code enforcement's been going around, you can see on two different areas, First
That's
and
awesome.
Broadway.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, she's definitely all over that. She goes out with the deputy and it's a boat and trailer or RV is 24 hours. And then an automobile is 72.
72.
72.
72, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what the council came up with.
Yeah, well,
And-
in my neighborhood, I'm the first one to call it in, so.
Okay, well, that's
I-
True.
where you can go online and fill that out for her too. with
Oh, can you
photos.
now?
Yes,
Nice.
so it.
Might speed that process up a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because, I usually look at them and you can tell if it's kind of more an abandoned
Well, and if
situation.
they don't have current tags on it, it's kind of a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
And
know,
that-
or missing plates.
Yeah,
And I see a lot of that,
me too. But I mean, if it's not
you know.
moving and whatever.
It should be a daily
know.
driver if it's on the road.
Yep.
And then if
Definitely.
you don't have a daily driver, it should be up in your driveway,
Yeah,
you know, on your private property, you know.
Yep. I
all right,
agree.
we'll Carrie's already gone over, I've already gone over this with Carrie before, but we'll hit the last topic so Melody can hear what we're doing here, okay?
Yep.
On the speed hump eligibility policy.
Gotcha.
What I want to, when I usually send an email of what we were talking about to the council before this meeting. And I try to want to follow up afterwards, and this one would be a follow-up. It's gonna be on, let me see.
Is it the one we talked about down on Campanella down there?
No, this is the
No.
this is the actual policy.
Oh, okay.
And on, I think, page 4, Andy, if you could see the bottom right, you can see the numbers, it said speed hump installation procedures. So basically, like Melody and myself and other people and all over town have to go out and obtain signatures from 10 residents in the vicinity of the problem street. Don, or the City Works Public Director or designee, will consult with police, fire, and planning departments as needed in making a determination as whether the street is in question is eligible for further consideration. The City Works Director will present their findings to Traffic and Public Safety. That's where a little of the disconnect has been happening. We haven't received a lot of information, as we know.
Okay.
We hear about it a little bit or not so much, but we want to stress to,
You should be hearing. about
well,
it.
I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, why have this committee? And because we're the ones that wrote this. And the city council seems to be okay with it, so we need to ask the council, we just want to be in the loop.
Exactly. That's what
and
I'm saying. We
We,
should
we will,
hear about it so that we know,
right,
and it's in the policy, so.
and then Don can present the findings, this is on the speed hump one, Gary.
Can I print this off? Is this on the internet?
This is on the packet that
Okay.
Andy provided for this meeting. Okay, and,
Yeah, can you just email me that? That would be great.
and then under determination of eligibility, bringing Melody here. If, say, they're not eligible, the representative of the street will have 15 days to request an appeal. Well, if we don't know it's been denied or not, how are we
How are
supposed
we
to do our
supposed to address
jobs?
it?
Exactly.
So that is.
So that you could come in here and appeal to us.
Yep.
And then we could send it to, vote on it and then send it back to Don, and then the decision of him will be final. So we're gonna try to
But
work
there's
on
a
that.
Communication thing that needs to happen. We need to be in that loop.
Definitely, definitely.
Okay.
And it says the Traffic and Public Safety Committee will consider the appeal in light of the speed hump policy and recommend to affirm, reverse, or modify the decision at the next regular meeting. They will find justification to recommend modification or reversal in decision. City Public Works Director will be notified and will consider recommendation in order to determine eligibility. So, Melody, that's what we're working on. Okay, so we can better answer your questions.
Yeah.
I know things have taken time, but you've seen at least Campanella and Pierce, we've had speed humps installed recently, so we're gonna find out how many have been coming in, and then we'll definitely get back to you on the priority. And the council will let us know about priority. They're gonna try to figure out a rubric on whose is, so I'm pretty sure that Broadway over there near the school, so. Go ahead, Carrie.
I say so.
Oh, okay,
Thank you for coming in,
absolutely.
because it's you're seeing things happening. And there's been a lot of people that have said, thank you for putting those speed humps on Pierce. I mean, that's like, so there's movement here. This is really good. So more to come.
Yeah, please,
Yes,
or the council meetings too.
yes.
Those would be.
So did you submit those signatures already? Did you submit the signatures for the speed? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my signature is on there somewhere.
There you go. Right,
I was just curious because then I will also be glad to reach out and find out what's going on.
excellent. All right, so we're good there. We don't have anything to vote on, so going to the committee reports and comments, we will come up with might go with the Red Cross or another company to get our training going again for the CPR. So I will wait till we have Shirley and Karina, so we can push that to December meeting. We can make some recommendations and then we can vote on it and then start having the training in
For
January.
CPR.
Yep. And that should be about, I don't know, 15, 17 slots for the city. people can come in, take CPR for free.
Yeah.
So, communications, I know Andy got
That's gonna be for city employees only or?
No,
for
that'll
the
be-
General public.
general public.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you guys already have to do all that stuff,
And
right?
up to 17 people is what you're saying?
CPR and all first aid and all that good stuff.
I don't think so, but I've done it
Okay.
personally.
So there we go. Good.
I have too, and if you're doing that, it's a good thing to have
Definitely.
and doing.
And then communications, like the chief mentioned, we already put out the neighborhood watch and thank you, Andy, for doing that. Appreciate it. And I don't think we have anything on the traffic subcommittees. Anyone else have anything? Anyone think of anything? No? Okay. All right. So anyone doesn't have anything, adjourn the Traffic and Public Safety Committee for the evening. Thank you. Thank you, Emily. Thank you for coming. What time do we get? I have those.
You have them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
To see 'em.